Hey you, visitor from country with shitty internet censorship laws. There is no nudity in this review. If you're here looking for something to put in your spank bank, you're in the wrong place. The only thing here worth Jing your D to is me. Welcome to Exploitation Reviews, and me, Rob. Today I'm taking a look at a classic erotic film from Radley Metzger, 1974's Score. This film came out during the golden era of pornography, aka the Porno chic era of filmmaking. This was a short-lived period where pornographic films were part of mainstream popular culture. It's also a time where some of these movies were actually taken seriously by movie critics. Yeah, kind of like what I do on this channel. A time when you could watch movies in a normal movie theater that had hardcore sex scenes in them. Man, the 70s was like the coolest decade ever. Score is the story of a bisexual swinging couple, Elvira and Jack. Elvira is played by Claire Wilbur, and she also played a role in the Broadway production of Score before this movie came out. And, not that it means anything, but I think she looks a lot like Erica Gavin. The couple keep things fresh by sleeping with a lot of people and by having various bets with each other. The bet at the center of this film is whether or not Elvira can seduce her friend Betsy. Betsy, by the way, is played by Lynn Lowry. And she is adorable. Look at that face. Super cute. And if she looks familiar, you might be remembering her from the hippies with rabies movie, I Drink Your Blood. Oh man, that movie's crazy. Or the David Cronenberg classic, Shivers. I should probably cover both of those at some point. Here in Score, she is newly married to hunky marine biologist Eddie. And she admits to Elvira that she isn't too happy with the way her relationship is going. Partly because she recently caught Eddie masturbating, and I have no idea why this would be such a problem for her. Maybe because she's Catholic? Catholics do have some weird views about J and that D. Betsy is intrigued by Elvira and Jack's open relationship, but she doesn't think that lifestyle is quite for her. Perhaps to show Betsy that this lifestyle is not so difficult, she seduces the telephone repairman right in front of her. Awkward. Yeah, a little awkward. Later that night, Betsy and Eddie come over to Elvira and Jack's place, and the four smoke a little grass and start to try on costumes. The bi-curious boys dress up as a cowboy and a sailor, and I bet you could have guessed that without me even telling you. Elvira dresses up as a nun, I suppose to appeal to Betsy's Catholicism. And Betsy, well, she wears an outfit that I can't show you because it does not cover anything that YouTube will require me to cover up. But I will tell you that it is lovely. All of this sexy play eventually leads to the girls going upstairs to get it on and the boys going out on the town to show off their outfits, but they do return to the house to get it on. Foreshadowing. And that's pretty much the movie. Let's talk some highlights. There is a lot of interesting cinematography in this picture. Radley Metzger is quite well known for being creative in this regard, and here, yeah, he does a fantastic job. Some really interesting angles, some really great shot composition. It's really a joy to watch. It's one of those movies you could project on the wall at a party and add some artistic flair to the gathering. Yeah, I do throw some fun parties. The only downside of watching the film this way, though, is you would miss out on some of the really cool music.
Where is the girl? Where is she?
The theme song of the movie is a track called Where's the Girl, and it is fantastic. I'm really surprised it wasn't a bigger hit in the 70s. It easily could have been one. But lots of things never really get noticed, even though they should. Anyway, in addition to the cinematography, there's some really fast-paced and clever editing here. Especially at the end, where it cuts back and forth between the boys doing their business downstairs and the girls doing their business upstairs, and the way it's put all together make the two encounters seem like one, which is really cool. Finally, this film features some pretty fun dialogue. Lots of, well, I wouldn't say exactly witty, but fun banter.
smoking?
Okay.
Do you want a pill?
I can't take the pill. I'm Catholic.
But the film's not perfect. Like a cowboy realizing he should have been a sailor, it has some shortcomings. Well, this isn't a shortcoming per se, but a warning. There are two cuts of the film out there, a softcore and a hardcore version. I watched the hardcore version for this review, and there is a point where it has explicit depictions of gay sex. Actually, it's not a depiction. It's just explicit gay sex. You know, there's no like PIA, but there is some PIM, if you know what I mean. So, if you don't want to see that, go for the softcore version. I suppose my only real complaints with the films are personal rather than anything approaching objective. Like I've said in some of my other reviews, I don't really like erotic movies. They're a bit too slow, they take things a bit too seriously for my tastes. I will give this movie credit that it doesn't take things entirely seriously. There's a lot of fun to be had here, but it still is a bit slow. I suppose because the story is just so threadbare. There's a couple, and they try to seduce another couple, and there's a phone repairman, and that's it. That's the whole movie. Only 5 people are in this film, and yeah, it just takes a while to get anywhere. Lots of talking, lots of build-up. This movie is mostly foreplay. But even though this isn't exactly the movie for me, it might be the movie for you. I know that there are people out there who are fans of this kind of thing. In fact, I had a good friend in high school, and she absolutely loved any movie, any erotic movie that featured bisexual or gay men, and I'm sure she would be a huge fan of this movie. You might be like her. And that's something to consider too. Even if you're not totally into this film, if you can find a girl like that who is, you can still have a fun night watching it. Trust me.